This is the story of a tragedy within a tragedy. Within days of the December 7, 1941 Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, Washington ordered a hasty investigation that blamed the attack on just two men. These men were the Army and Navy commanders in Hawaii, General Walter Short and Admiral Husband Kimmel. Humiliated, ridiculed, and demoted, these two men shouldered the pain of an entire nation. But over 7 decades, the real story has emerged. The truth has led military men, Pearl Harbor survivors, and even the United States Congress to fight for the restoration of Short and Kimmel's rank. This is the truth of Pearl Harbor. These are the facts of a real tragedy. This is the story of Admiral Kimmel. Magic. This was the name of America's top secret project to decode and read Japanese diplomatic and spy messages. These messages strongly indicated that an attack on Pearl Harbor was coming and were being secretly read in Washington. This vital information was not passed on to Kimmel in Hawaii. How did this affect Kimmel's actions? Vice Admiral David Richardson is former commander of the 6th Fleet and deputy commander of the Pacific Fleet.
I can think of nothing that he could have done. Combat commanders are incredibly dependent upon operational information, timely operational information, operationally significant information from those sources that we have that gather that information, which at that time were all in Washington.
If Kimmel had been in possession of the bomb plot message, the winds execute message, or the time of delivery message, or the Japanese response to the November 26 ultimatum, do you think he would have acted differently at Pearl Harbor?
Those events would have triggered a different mindset. He would have been considerably more cautious than he otherwise had reason to be. One doesn't indulge in super preparedness without having specific information to trigger that, because so doing is quickly sensed by the crews, and the responses are not as wholehearted as quickly as they should be. Admiral Kimmel was morally bound to defend the Hawaiian Islands. If he had been so warned, in my opinion, he would have felt a need to sortie. And had he sortied, when his carriers were not even there to help him, his battleships would have been sunk in deep sea. I think it's a perfect example of a political cover-up, and for good reason. I think Admiral Kimmel had to take the blame for the attack at Pearl Harbor. At that point in time, this nation was ill-prepared to do war with Japan. A crisis in leadership at that time would have been a very serious turn of events. He, in my view, was properly charged with negligence to take the political heat off Washington, D.C., which is where the real problem was. Every single senior naval officer that I have known, every single intelligence officer, successful intelligence officer that reached higher rank that I have known, have had expressed full faith in Admiral Kimmel. A reputation destroyed for perfectly valid political reasons should be restored when those political reasons no longer apply, and they did not apply after the end of the war. He should have been restored to his full rank, his reputation restored fully when that war neared its end.
Help right a wrong. End 70 years of injustice. Urge the President to act now and restore the ranks of Admiral Kimmel and General Short.